we're gonna go ahead with this section and we're going to have our fingers, our thumbs supported by our fingers. And we're gonna start down low on the back, just medial to the PSIS. Okay? And we're going to be hooking into the lamina groove with our thumbs and then rolling up onto the erector spinae and then just holding for a few seconds. Going in slowly and then releasing slowly. And then palpating that lamina groove, rolling up onto the muscle, softening, relaxing our body. So the more we sink into the tissue, the more relaxed we should be. Like holding those yoga poses. You're only engaging the muscles you need to. And the rest, you're moving through your body with your awareness and softening everything else. Okay. Now if you want to, you can also do this with the heel of your palm. So same thing, lamina groove, pressing in, and then we're just going to lean into it and just relax. Is that too much pressure?
No, that's good.
Okay. So it's your choice. But very much compression-based massage. And as we move up into past the rhomboids, into mid and then upper trapezius, we'll just angle our body. So that we'll begin compressing inferiorly. So we'll compress down.
It's like how far up do you go?
I go all the way up to the base of the neck. Now we're going to just do some forearm rolling. So I'm going to begin, I would have also come back down with those presses. So now same thing, traction laterally, and then press down. So we're not using the elbow at all. It's all the forearm. But we hook into the tissue and we traction lateral, so which is kind of up, straight. And then we sink in a little deeper. And the more we sink in, the more we relax our body. And then we'll continue up onto the neck. So there's forearm presses. And this is sinking straight down. This. So we're going to stay behind the SCM. So posterior to the SCM. Okay, the pressure in that. So, except for my talking to you, can you feel that this is a lot like a meditation where you're kind of guiding your client through every part of their body so they can focus on each area, soften the tissues, and really just let any tension go. And then we can kind of traction that occipital ridge, bringing their chin just slightly towards the chest. And then sinking down. And depending on your intuition, you might go back down. And also how much time you have. So just presses. So for the next one, we are going to hook our toes into the erector spine. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring her arm back and you'll just relax. Therapists are always the hardest people to work on.
I can see that.
Yeah, totally. So, and we need this work so much. And then we'll just roll our client back onto our toes and press our toes forward. So you can choose, you can be on either side of the spine, as long as you're not on the spine. And then you want to move in somewhat slow, a little bit slow, because otherwise it's kind of a shock to the muscle. Okay, pressure. And then when we get to the scapula, we can scoot back, so we press our toes under that scapula. You okay? You're right there. And then roll everything back. Is that too much pressure?
Okay.
Our toes will be way under their scapula, depending on the scapula. As you guys have felt some scapulas, it wouldn't be soft enough for you to get in there.
It doesn't matter what you do. There's so much just
The Shibuti Theramal and Ashiatsu stuff where you have your heel around the shoulder blade, that's pretty good for that. You'll be taking that class, it's really good for those individuals with very inaccessible scapula. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is, there's a lot of other moves you can do. I mean, you can come to the side and you can press the lateral edge of your foot, molding it to both the musculature and also to the rib cage. Right here to Dairies. And then this one is more just for fun that we're adding into this series. So I would go ahead and move the pillow. And this is what we're calling rock and roll. But we're going to mold our foot.
We changed.
Yeah. Oh no, you're fine. So we're gonna mold the medial edge of our foot to the medial edge of her scapula, on the scapula closest to the mat. And then our foot, rest of our foot is just soft around that scapula. And then we're going to begin movement by pushing the hip forward and then rolling our foot up under, and our foot kind of presses up. So my right foot is pressing up and it's kind of pushing that scapula out laterally. And then I just continue moving down. And we want to have very little pull on the arm. So because we don't want to pull the fascia here. You know what, it's not bad for the fascia, it just doesn't feel very good. It's just not the way we want to loosen the fascia. It's not our area of focus right now. And I'm just pressing and rolling. And then as we move down to mid-back, we're staying on just one side of the spine, then we wouldn't roll quite as far. We're just bringing pressure to the muscles, give it a little stretch. And remember, we're not really pulling on this arm very much at all. Okay. So the next movements in this series will focus on the shoulder, rotator cuff, all of that area, and really working with any impingement that your client might have. So the first thing we'll do is a little test where we just lightly place our hand right under the axillary area, and then we're going to bring the arm straight down, and we're feeling all the muscles in this area, and we'll notice as we bring the arm around any tension or any place where there's a stop in the joint. Move our hand down a little bit, bring the arm around the front, and notice any restriction. And then we'll bring the arm up over the client's head, we'll reach under the elbow, maybe traction back a little bit, and it's going to depend on the client and what you found, but those areas where you